Pat here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. I'm getting closer and closer into getting this mill going. Technically it is operational, but I did want to go through and check a few things. What I've been working on this morning is the blade tensioner. It was froze up a little bit. I want to get that hooked up today. And I installed a blade deflector. And my research has told me that these are the high performance roller guide setups here, except for this connection right here where it's a threaded hole, and right here apparently there's some blocks that go in here for supposedly enhanced performance, but from what I understand not a whole lot of people use them. But I mean, that's just one opinion. That was from Wood-Mizer, a Wood-Mizer salesman. I did approach Wood-Mizer because this is how this was set up when I got it, and minus this piece right here. So to me it looked like there was something missing in here, and indeed there was, but it's not necessarily for operations of the mill. This is a setup for the high performance blade guide system, and all that is in addition to what you see here is there is a set of blocks that go in here. It kind of pinch the blade a little bit, and I don't know much about them. From what I'm collecting or understanding, it's not necessary to put them on in order to run it. What I want to do today is hook up the lube system. Well, this is how this came with the mill. I did approach Wood-Mizer and ask them what's missing on my blade guides, and the only thing he mentioned was the Wood-Mizer setup. There's a few fittings here that I had to get, and then also this they call it a blade deflector or some maybe I'll have that Heidi put that in the description, but the blade runs in between here. And my thought is, just thinking off the cuff here, is that keeps like chunks of bark or whatever like that from running up underneath the blade and in between the blade and the blade roller. Now, I could be all wrong on that. I'm just theorizing at this point. That's the only thing I can think of it would actually be useful for. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and get the Wood-Mizer hooked up here. I asked them at Wood-Mizer because I just don't know what I was missing at the time that I ordered this stuff. Hindsight is you could probably go down to the store and buy easy enough these fittings. These are pretty standard. This is just a 1/4 inch coupling. This is a 1/4 inch nipple, and this is a adapter 1/4 inch threaded by a little compression that the hose just pushes in, and you depress the little blue ring in order to release it. It's just as easy, I guess, ordering from Wood-Mizer. They're not that much money. You go with what you know. So anyways, if you guys are interested in what these part numbers are, that's P05748, and that's a 1/8 inch female pipe thread coupling. That would be that guy right there. This is a swivel elbow. This actually turns. That part number is P09736, and that is a 1/8 inch MP male pipe thread by 1/4 inch tube elbow swivel. And then the third part, that's just a 1/4 inch nipple. P02764, that's a nipple 1/8 inch national pipe thread, dry seal close. That's or close nipple. This particular fitting here doesn't need any pipe sealer on there because it's got this seal right here takes care of that problem, so we don't need to seal that part. So I can just spin that on. But this, however, it's a tapered fitting, and it's going to either require some Teflon tape or liquid Teflon. This particular stuff I'm using here is T2 Rector Seal. I love this stuff. It's a little bit messier in one way because it's a liquid Teflon, but it's a little easier to use in the fact that you don't have to try to wrap that tape around the pipe. I'll come in with some paper towels and wipe the edge of that off. I don't want anything interfering with the entrance into the nozzles. I also got a couple of nozzles here. I don't have the numbers right here with me, but I can probably have Heidi put those on the screen there to let you know what the number for those nozzles are. I got a couple extra nozzles just to keep on hand. Now they sent me this, and maybe that's just to keep the hose away from the blade just a little bit better. But that's actually, looking at this, this is actually you could put the hose right in there if you wanted to. But I'm gonna go with what they sent me and what actually shows in the parts book. I actually learned quite a bit from the parts book. Probably just as much from the parts book that I do from the operation and maintenance manual. We're gonna install this guy. Put some pipe thread compound on here. Technically, I probably don't need to put that on there. It doesn't have to be watertight. It'll keep it watertight so you don't waste any water. And to make it easy on yourself, you just go to the top fitting and tighten them all at once. I do like this in the respect that it looks like it keeps the hose, which is the flexible part of this whole setup, because the hose has to be flexible for the guide to move back and forth. I like this in the respect that it gets the hose just a little bit further away from where the log and the cutting and everything is going to be. I'll take you around the other side and see what we got for a hose connection. Okay, they had this coming in back through here. That looks like a pretty clean setup. I'll take and I'll put a zip tie in here probably. And that just slips right in there, just like so. And there's little teeth that hold the, kind of like a Chinese finger, that holds the pipe into the fitting itself. So if you want to release this, you got to pull back on this blue part and just pull out the pipe. It's easy to remove. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this to see if that works out for us. I'm going to operate the roller guide back and forth to see how this is going to, see if there's enough slack in this. No, I believe I'm going to need another piece of pipe, and I just happen to have this on hand. I bought this a while back for different projects, and kind of glad I did. It comes in useful for all kinds of different projects. I bought a whole bunch of these at one time, little valves. They operate the same way. They've got these little collars here that you push back, you push the pipe in, and it seals it. You can't pull it apart unless you depress that little collar right there. The pipe won't come out. You can see on the inside of it, if you guys aren't familiar with these, where that pinches onto the pipe when your pipe pushes in there, and there's actually a little black seal, and that comes up around the outside perimeter of the pipe. So you got a good seal on these things. They're really handy. This might be what that hose right there is for, but I'll replace that. That's pretty grungy looking. I'm going to slip on these clamps here so I can either put just a coupling or I can put a valve on there. I ain't sure what I want to do yet. You know, I'm not seeing anywhere where a guy can't run that through there. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, these are adjustable. These blocks here are adjustable. But I can run this hose back through here, and that keeps everything nice and neat and out of the way from anything pinching it. So I'm going to give that a try. And I'm leaving a lot of slack in this right at the moment, just to get an idea of what I can do. Keep my options open. I know I'm wasting a little bit of hose, but I'd rather waste a little bit right now than a whole bunch later. Cut them too short before and then having to cut an extra length, and then I waste a whole bunch more material that way. Remember what I was saying just about just a few minutes ago about cutting a little extra tubing? Well, here we go. This is the reason why. Okay, after all that fiddling around, I ended up running the hose through underneath. This is an elongated hole for adjusting the guide roller assembly. So if I need to make an adjustment here, I think I still can. If I can't, well, we'll have to think of something else to do. But with it in this position, I don't think this is going to get in the way of any of the log. I could possibly even put like a little bungee cord and tether it up high so it kind of pulls it away a little bit, but still has enough elasticity to get it to throw that way as well, or get it to travel that way without binding. So I think it's a work in progress. I think I'm just going to have to keep playing with this until we come up with a solution. Keep a little extra hose on hand in order to change it out in case it gets bit or bind or pulled loose from a branch or piece of a log or something. So right now I can close this and open it and it doesn't bind, so I think this is going to work fine. I just took a bungee, took a tire wrap and just tighten this right up in here. Kind of keep the hose kind of traveling this way as it opens up, so any log in here won't interfere with the hose. So this is what I ended up doing after all of that, is I just took the existing hose that they had on here. We'll see how this works going forward. I've cut a piece of cherry on here and a little piece of fir on here right so far. Nothing real significant, and it seems to be staying out of the way. Again, there's this 90-degree elbow here that spins in and out of the way, and I'll show you how that operates. That's all the way in. And that's all the way back. So it doesn't look like anything's getting in trouble right now. This might be a problem in the future, it pinching in here on this roller on the inside. Underneath this little guard here, there's a roller. Seems to me like it's going to work out okay. There's always the possibility of taking a zip tie and attaching it to this little shroud here to keep it from actually going clear underneath, getting into these rollers here. I had to take it out of these holes because I had to adjust the guide blocks, and so these holes had to kind of go away, these elongated holes I was showing you earlier. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody out that's got the mill. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you've done anything creative, and let others know in the comment section below, because folks come through and they also read these and get some ideas for their mill. Thanks for stopping by. Take care, and God bless.